Ball leaves the ground. There's no version of this where you put it back down easy. Let's go. Let's go. Once it breaks the floor, ain't no version where I quit. Physics already decided this ain't a debate. This is it. Bars in motion, bodies committed. Might can follow along or get left behind. Either way, this thing's already gone. Point of no return happens before you even feel it. Somewhere in the setup, somewhere you can't repeal it. By the time you're back straight and your grip is set, you already signed up for whatever's coming next. Everybody talks about the moment that it gets hard. I'm talking the moment right before when you drew the card and couldn't take it back. That's the actual test, not the middle of the lift, the setup, the request. You made to your own body to finish what you started. Once the bar's off the ground, there ain't no self-departed from the exact commitment made in that first pull. Momentum's honest, momentum don't play fool. Millisecond plenty times before, where hesitation's still an option and it's not anymore. Ball speed picking up past the point I can set it down. Careful, gentle, casual without making a sound of failure. Once you passed it for real. No half committed rep ever finished the deal. You're either in before it leaves the ground or you're out. That's the actual moment this whole thing's about. Watch the dude bail halfway through a heavy pull once. No. Dropped it, walked away, called it a bad response to pressure. I don't blame him, some days you ain't got it, but once you're committed, you don't get too aborted halfway. That's when the injuries happen, that's the danger. Half in, half out, treating commitment like a stranger. You met once, decide before the ball leaves the floor. Knock in the middle, that's the actual law. I set up slow, deliberate, checking every single thing. Cause once I pull, there's no more checking, no more anything except finishing exactly what the setup demands. Momentum don't negotiate once it's in your hands. That's why the setup matters more than people ever say. The actual decision happens way before the play. By the time the ball's moving, decisions already made. Commitment ain't a moment, it's a debt already paid. Some lifts you can bail from graceful, set it back down clean. Some lifts, once they start moving, that ain't what I mean. By committed, I mean past the point of any out. Ball's got its own momentum, now that's what commitment's about. I don't fear that exact moment anymore like I used to. Learn to trust the setup, trust the work that I construe before the pull ever started. That's where the real fight's held, not in the middle, in the setup. That's the actual spell. Walked away from lifts I wasn't ready to commit to. That's not weakness, that's respecting what commitment do. Once you're in, you're in completely, no partial, no drift. Every heavy pull I'm finished started with that exact gift of deciding fully before the ball left the ground. Not figuring it out mid-rep, not turning it around halfway through. That's how injuries get made. Full commitment, no full pause. That's the only trade. So when that ball leaves the floor, when the pull's begun, I already made the call, already won or done. Trying ain't no in between. Once physics takes control, that's the actual lesson underneath every single goal I've chased in this gym. Commitment happens in the setup, not in the struggle, not in the grind. Not when you get up from under something heavy, it happens way before. Committed once, it's moving, nothing left to explore. Already committed, finish it. This the plate I never touched before. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Woo! spreadsheet, had this number for a good 6 months. Circled it in red, told myself not once, not twice, I'ma touch it for real, and here it is. Cold in my hand, heavy ending in the spreadsheet biz. Ever made it feel? This ain't theory, ain't a plan, it's the actual weight sitting right here in my hand. Every session led to this exact 45. Loading it up slow, making sure the collar's tight. Chalk on my palms, bars, cold room gone quiet. Everybody knows this the one, ain't gotta buy it. With a speech they seen the train and seen the grind. Now they watching the exact moment, paper turn to iron in my spine. Every rep before this was rehearsal for the tape. This the actual scene, this the exact state. In the ground, I'm playing with this, live right here. 6 months of doubt about to disappear. Build it. Fingers wrap the bar, feel the nerve bite in. This ain't a warm-up plate, this the actual win. A loss depends on what my body's got left. Chest tight, deep breath, this the actual test. And every session pointed to every early morning drive. Every skip deserved, every rep to stay alive. In this exact pursuit, all of it led right here to this exact plate. No room left for fear. Set up, lock feet, planted, this the exact scene. I pictured this 100 times, now it's not a dream. It's the actual bar, the actual plate, the actual weight. No more circling the number, no more waiting on the date. In the future to attempt it, this the exact now. 6 months of work compressed into this exact bow. Under the bar, this the payoff, this the exact proof that every early morning wasn't wasted, wasn't aloof. Bar leave the ground, everything I built comes with it. Every rep, every choice, every day I didn't quit it. Locks out clean, and for a second the whole gym still. Identity rust, but I ain't even hear it, chasing the thrill of what just happened. That number's mine, now permanent, not circled anymore. Not a goal, an actual event that happened, that's real, that's carved into what I've done. This the exact plate, and I'm the one who won. Set it down careful, still can't believe the weight. Check the collars, check the plates, confirm the exact freight. I just moved, this ain't hype, this ain't a filtered clip. This the actual iron, actual sweat, actual grip. 6 months from a number on a page to this right here. That's the actual story, that's the actual gear. I'll put in every single day, nobody saw and knew. This the exact plate, now what's the next one gonna do? Run it! Run it! Run it! Run it! Photo of the plate goes nowhere but my memory. Don't need the word of verify what happened here to me. I know the exact weight, I know the exact cost. Every rep invested, nothing that I lost was wasted getting here. This the actual return on every single session where the doubt tried to burn through my resolve. He didn't. This the exact plate. Now watch me chase the next roof. Go! Plates loaded, numbers real now. Same beat up notebook. Since day one, corners ripped. Pages still full. Write it! Numbers in my head, writing that's a map on my phone. Pen pressed hard enough it bled through. That's my own record. Nobody else's cloud, nobody else's silver ink. Don't crash, don't abate, don't need no purchaser.
First page cracked and shaky, barely knew what I was doing. Last page confident, numbers big, still pursuing something past the last one, written past the last one, crossed. Every single page in here tells me what it cost.
I flip back sometimes just to see how far the gap between page one and now. Ain't no app got that kind of proof. Screenshot don't feel the same in your hand. Weight of every session written where I stand.
Coffee stain on page 40, remember that exact day. Almost didn't come, man, wrote it anyway.
Numbers ain't impressive looking back, but I remember.
Showing up regardless, every page, every member.
Some dudes track it digital, that's cool, that's fine. I need the physical weight of every single line. I've written with this hand tied, sweaty belly straight. That's a different kind of record than the database. There's no book, seen more failed attempts than wins. Crossed out numbers where the rip just never begins. Right, but I kept the page, didn't tear it, didn't hide it. Failures in the log too, I don't sanitize it. Somebody asked me once why I still write it by hand.
Told him this the only thing that's actually planned.
plays exactly as it's wrote.
That's the actual record, that's the actual low.
New notebooks waiting when this one finally feels. Same handwriting, different numbers, same exact skills. Applied to every empty page before it's used. I don't skip the writing part, don't get confused. Thinking the lift's the only thing that matters here. The writing after is the record, is the gear that proves it happened, proves the exact date. And wait, ink don't lie about the story, don't inflate. 12 notebooks deep now, stacked up on the shelf. Each one a version of a different me, myself, building on the one before it. Page by page, that's the actual story, that's the actual stage. I don't need a highlight reel, don't need a follower count. 12 notebooks full of numbers is the actual amount of proof I need that all of this actually occurred. Every single page, every single written word. June 3rd, almost didn't come, came anyway, new number. Written in sweat, still true. Wrecked it, ears still ringing. That's how you know it counted. Let's go! Let's go! Set the bar down, whole gym goes quiet for a second. Heartbeat louder than the music, chest still reckoning with what just happened. Ears got that high-pitched tone, that's the only trophy I need that ring that zone. Everybody talking, sounds coming back in slow, like the whole room muted itself to let me know that was real, that wasn't nothing that shook, something loose. Ringing in my ears is the only proof I use. Vision tunnels a little right after the lockout. World gets small, everything outside the rack blocked out. Then it rushes back, sound first, then the light, that gap right there, that's the whole entire fight. I don't chase the number for the number on the sheet, I chase that exact silence, that ring, that heat behind my eyes, that tells me it was actually max. Not a warm-up, not a rep, I could've done relaxed. Blood rushing so hard, I can hear my own pulse beat. Over the music, over everybody in the seat. Watch it, ain't nobody hear what I'm hearing right now. That's mine alone, that's the only thing that shows me how close I actually got to the exact dance tonight. Ringing don't lie, ringing don't care how it might look from outside. It's the honest internal gauge that tells me when I actually turn the page. Some days it's quiet after, and that tells me something too. Means I left something on the table, means I knew I could've pushed it further. Ear stayed calm, stayed clear. That's information just as loud, just as severe as the ring. When I actually hit the exact line, I learned to read my own body better than the sign posted on the wall, better than the number on the chart. The ringing's honest, that's the actual start. Walk out that gym, ears finally going quiet. Replaying the exact step, the exact moment, the riot that happened in my chest right after I stood up. That's the only trophy, that's the only cup I need. Not a medal, not a post, not a light, just that ring that tells me I found the exact edge tonight. Silence coming back is how I know the work is done. Ringing was the proof, not a quiet one. Ears clear, set law. Hardest part ain't the workout, it's opening the car door. Let's go! Go! Let's go! I was sitting in the parking lot, engine still running. Every excuse lining up, every reason for not coming in. Radio playing, hands still on the wheel. This the actual battle, it's the only thing that's real. Ain't the squat rack that's hard, ain't the heavy plate. It's this exact seat, this exact 5-minute wait, where I talk myself either into it or away. Door handle right there, that's the whole entire plate. Some days I sit here longer than I'd ever admit, scrolling my phone. I even started, that's the sneaky part. The gym ain't got nothing to do with it, this the actual start or the actual end. Right here, engine idle. Every rep I've ever done traces back to this exact trial. In this exact seat, this exact parking spot. Door opens, oh it don't. That's the whole entire plot. Woo. That's the whole entire plot. Woo. I'm sat here crying, some days not even lying. Tired from work, tired from life, still applying the same exact rule, keys out the ignition, go. Body already knows before the mind says so. Muscle memory of opening this exact door. More reps in this seat than on any gym floor. That's the actual discipline, not the barbell, not the plate. It's the seat belt out before I hesitate. Watch dudes pulling, sit there and pull right back out. Never made it past this exact roundabout of doubt. Circling the lot before they even try. I used to be that dude, watch myself drive by my own potential more times than I like to say. Now I cut the engine first, don't give doubt the sway over what happens next. Keys out, that's it, that's all. Door open the second that engine stall. Woo. That engine stall. Woo. Every session I've started in this exact place. Not the warm-up, not the first rep, not my face. In the mirror getting hype. It started with the door opening when part of me still wanted to explore the option of just going home, back to the couch. I don't glorify the workout, I glorify getting out. That car, that's the actual rep that matters most. Everything after that is just a coast. So next time somebody asks me what the secret is, ain't a supplement, ain't a program, ain't a quiz. It's the parking lot, it's the door, it's the exact fight that happens for the workout every single night. Come on, and whenever I show up to this lot, that's the actual rep that everybody's forgot about. Focused on the plates, focused on the weight. Real strength is opening the door before it's too late. Woo. Engine off, door open. Walking in, walking in. Empty bar, no plates, shaking like it's the first time. It was, get it!
First day, just a ball, 45 pounds, ain't a joke. Legs shaking on the way down like the whole thing broke. Nobody in the gym even looked my direction. I was invisible, just chasing a correction in my own head, telling myself it's the actual start. Ain't glamorous, ain't a highlight, just the actual chart. Point where nothing else exists but me, and still empty bar taught me exactly how it feels.
Everybody skips this part when they tell the story. Go straight to the plate, straight to the glory. I ain't skip it, I remember every single rep. But just a bar, no ego, no flex, no step. Skip!
Just showed up, just move what I can move. That's the actual genesis, that's the actual groove. Everything since then built off that exact day. Empty bar, shaky hands, finding my own way.
I ain't had the form right, ain't had the depth right either. Just had the will to keep coming back, that's the actual leader in this whole entire story. Not the place I add now, the exact decision made under an empty bar. That's how everything else got built. Brick on brick, rep on rep. From a foundation nobody clapped for, nobody kept score of just me in the bar in the empty room. That's the actual genesis, that's the actual bloom.
Look at the numbers now, look at what I'm moving. None of it exists without that first day proving. I could show up scared and shaky, can still try. That's the actual C, that's the actual Y. Behind every plate I've added since that exact date. I don't forget the empty bar, I don't overrate where I'm at now without remembering where I began. Empty bar made me, that's the actual plan.
Some kid walked in today shaking just like I did. Empty bar, scared eyes, trying to keep it hid. I gave him a nod, ain't say a single word. He looked exactly like the version I once was. I swear, that's the actual cycle, that's the actual chain. Every empty bar rep building up the same foundation that mine got built on years ago. Genesis repeats itself, that's the only flow. I still remember the exact sound it made. Setting it back down, hands shaking unafraid for the first time. That day changed something permanent, not the weight I moved, the decision, exact moment I chose to keep coming back despite how weak I felt. That's the actual genesis, that's the hand I was dealt and chose to play anyway. Empty bar and all, that's the actual origin, that's the actual call.
multiplication happening, the decision that keeps showing up when the bar was all I had. And be honest, humble, scared, a little sad. That version of me built everything that's standing here. I don't erase them, I don't pretend, I keep them near. Every heavy session traces back to that exact scene. Empty bar, that's where the whole thing began to mean something.
Empty bar, still remember. Empty bar, still remember. Empty space is where the weak fail here. We feel it. Watch the vein rise. Execute the Third set in for arm, vein rising like a river. Skin getting tight, this the part that makes you shiver. Not from the cold, from the blood that's rushing in. Muscle filling up like it's breathing through the skin. Everybody chasing the number on the plate. I'm chasing this exact feeling, this exact state, where the tissue screaming full, screaming it's alive. That's the actual reward, more than a 5. Sleeve getting tight around my arm by the 3rd round. That's the only tailor that's ever really found my actual size, not the shirt I wore today. The pump don't lie, the pump don't lead astray. Some days chasing numbers, some days chasing this. The exact sensation that a heavy set exists. For not just the eye moving, not just the weight, the flood that follows after. That's the actual state. Skin stretched tight over a muscle finally fed. Blood that used to sit still not moving through instead. Arresting every fiber, getting what it's owed. That's the actual payment for the exact load. I put it through, not a trophy moment, not a post. Just this feeling right here that I chase the most. When the set is done and the tank top feels small, that's the actual proof. Better than a wall. Look in the mirror mid-set just to check the flood. Vein running down my arm like a map drawn in blood. That's not for the camera, that's not for a light. That's just confirmation that I'm doing this right. Every superset stacking on the last exact one, building this exact feeling till the whole set's done. Skin can't stretch no further. That's when I know I hit the actual ceiling. That's the actual show. I've had days chasing numbers, left me feeling flat. Learn to chase this instead, learn respect for that. Exact sensation of a muscle finally full. Not just move, not just work, but genuinely pull. Blood in every fiber, every corner, every inch. That's the actual finish line, that's the actual glitch of a session done right. Not a session, just survive. Flooded means it's over, flooded means I'll arrive. New guy asked me once why I keep flexing between sets. Told him it ain't ego, it's checking what I get for the work I'm putting in. Checking the exact return, watching the exact vein rise. It's how you actually learn when it's working, when the angle's right, when the mind's connected to the exact muscle, not just moving weight directed right where it needs to go. That's how you get this feeling, that's how you get this flood, that's how you get the healing. Last exercise, arms so full I can barely bend. This the actual finish, this the actual end goal of every session, not the number, not the sheet. Just this exact sensation, undeniably complete. I don't need a witness to confirm the flood is real. I can see it, I can feel it, that's the actual deal between me and my body. Private physical truth, flooded is the only verdict, nothing left to prove. Walk out, still swole, veins still rising on the trial, that feeling fading slow. That's how I know I'm alive to this exact craft. This exact daily war against the body that forgets if I don't ask for more. Every single session, chase the flood, chase the feel, chase the exact sensation, nothing else can it steal. That's the actual addiction, that's the actual need. Flooded, that's the only word, that's the only creed. Still flooded, still full, still full, still full, still full. Same exact rep every time. Sweat finally breaks. That's when it's real. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. First rep, still cold, shirt still dry, still fresh. Third rep, temperature climbing, testing the flesh. Fifth rep, that's the exact one. Sweat finally hit, same spot, every session, same exact bits of my body saying I was real, now it counts. Before that, it's just warming up, that's the actual amount of work required. Before my body flips the switch from comfortable to committed, that's the actual pitch. Everybody's temperature rises different pace. Mine hits right around the same exact place. In every session, same rep number, same exact cue that tells me the actual work is finally coming through. I used to fight it, used to wanna cool it down. Now I chase it, now I know that's when the gains get found. Right after that exact moment, right after the switch, that's when the body actually gives up the real rich. Shirt sticking to my back by the middle of set 3. That's the actual signal, that's the proof to me that I ain't playing it safe, ain't staying comfortable. So that's the only metric that's ever been unlosable. The fake it can't manifest, it can't talk your way there. Body either hits the point or it don't, that's fair. Honest, that's why I trust it more than any number. On the chart, on the screen, on something like a lumber. Some days it take longer, body running cold. Other days it hits by rep 2, brand new and bold. Either way I know it's coming, that's the actual trust. I don't force it early, don't fake the actual must. Have a moment, I just keep working till my body agrees that this the real thing, not just going through motions. Please believe me, it's different. The exact second it hits, everything before that was just warming up bits. I've had sessions where it never came, never broke. Walked out still dry, still cold, still feel like a joke. Of a workout didn't hit the point, didn't earn the right to call it real work. That's a honest, humbling sight. Teaches me more than the sessions where it's easy. Sweat don't lie, sweat ain't never breezy. When it's actually earned, that's the difference I chase. Real effort versus going through the motions in this place. By the final set, my shirts completely through, soaked through, heavy. That's the actual residue of every single rep that pushed me past the point where my body finally, honestly, breaks joint by joint until the actual work. No faking and no cooling down early, no half committed hit. I chase that exact moment every single time I'm here. That's the only proof I need. That's the only gear. Walk out still hot, still damn, still feeling the exact place where my body finally admitted, finally gave chase to the actual effort instead of just emotion. That's the only thing I trust, that's the only notion of real work that I believe. Wait, sweat don't perform, sweat don't fake it for a camera. Sweat's the actual norm, that tells me when I'm done playing and started fighting. Boiling point hit, that's the only right. Let's go. Still hot, still real. Let's go. Still hot. Whole gym goes quiet right before a real attempt. Everybody knows the difference. Let's go! Conversation stop mid-sentence when I walk up to the bar. Everybody's phone goes down, don't matter who you are. That's not ego talking, that's just what silence does. When the room knows this ain't warm up, this is because something real's about to happen, everybody feels it. Nobody's gotta say it, the whole room just seals it shut. No more small talk, no more clanking plates, just a hush before the exact moment that dictates. I used to hate that silence, make the pressure feel too real. Now I need it, now that hush is how I know I feel ready. If the room's still loud, I ain't locked in yet. Once it goes quiet, that's my actual cue, my actual set point. Everybody unconsciously respecting the exact weight of what's about to happen, that's an actual fact. Nobody taught the gym to go quiet at the right time. It just does every single heavy lift, every rhyme. I don't need a crowd loud, don't need the hype and the noise. I need that exact hush, that's my actual poise. Point, that's when I know it's time, that's when I know it's real. Silence is different than any pep talk they could feel. The need to give me this quiet says more than a shout. Or could this the actual moment, no doubt about what's happening. Everybody in this room agrees without a word, that's the actual power. If you please, 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 please. Dark clouds still hanging in the air, catching the light. Room dead silent, everybody watching, held tight breath. I feel it before I even touch the bar. That's the exact hush that tells me who I are. Feel it in this exact moment, not who I claim to be. Who actually shows up when the room goes quiet on me. That's the real test, not the noise before or after. The hush right before is the actual chapter.
blasting, can't hear your own heart dealing with the exact pressure that a real attempt provides. I need the quiet, that's when the honesty resides in my own chest. No distraction, no performance, just me, the bar in the room giving its endorsement. Silent that's louder than any crowd could ever be. That's the actual respect this whole room's giving me. I've learned to create that hush even when the gym's loud. Block it out, find that silence inside the crowd. Around me, that's the actual skill nobody teaches. Finding quiet in the noise before the moment reaches its actual peak. That's the discipline I built, not needing the rules, permission, not needing the tilt of everybody watching to find my own still place. That's the actual hush I carry, that's my own space. Set it down, who me roughs, but I ain't even hear it. Still inside that hush, still inside that exact spirit of the moment before. That's what I actually remember. Not the noise after, not the cheers, not the ever a celebration. Just that exact quiet second where the whole room and me both silently reckon with what was about to happen. That's the actual goal, the hush before.
That's the story that gets told, still quite real. Still quite real. Ain't nobody hyping me up but me, so I do both jobs. Yeah, let's get it. Look myself dead in the mirror, start talking to the glass. You ready? Nah, get ready then. That's the whole task. Ain't got a squad screaming my name from the sideline, so I scream it myself loud enough. One time, ball loaded, hands strapped. I'm my own hype crew, nobody clapping for me, so I clap for me too. Talk trash to myself before I even touch the plate. You scared? Little bit, cool. Lift it anyway, then straight. Some dudes need the crowd, need the speakers blasting loud. I learned to generate my own noise inside the crowd, or just me, echo bouncing off my own chest. You got this, I tell myself, now prove it, no rest. I ain't waiting on nobody's hand slap before I go. Built my own ignition, my own fire, my own show. Empty gym at midnight, I'm still hyping up the room. One man crowd, one man noise, one man boom. Weak walking in, talk myself back up the stairs. You drove here, didn't you? Yeah. Then quit playing, who cares how tired you feel? Get loud with yourself, get real. Ain't a coach in this building gonna hand me the deal. I gotta manufacture, gotta generate the juice. Scream at my own reflection till the doubt gets loose and falls off. One more set, nah. One more set, go. That's the actual argument, I win every single show. Everybody needs a hype man, I just became my own. Talking to myself between the sets, ain't nobody home but me and the iron and the noise I bring myself. Built the fire from nothing, they borrow it off no shelf. You tired? Yeah, good, that means it's working right. Argue with my own excuses till they lose the fight. Every rep's a conversation, me against my doubt. Loud enough in this empty room to drown it out. Walked out that gym my own hype man the whole time. Nobody clapped but me, and that's completely fine. Learned to generate the fire when the room stayed dead. Talk myself into every rep inside my head. You did it. Yeah, I did. That's the only praise I need. Self-made noises louder than the crowd indeed. Ain't waiting on nobody's energy but my own hype man. For one, that's how I built this throne. You proud? Yeah. Good same time tomorrow.